What is going on, everybody? This is Dr. Holly Mays on this edition of Daily Manna. Listen, y'all already noticed the background's a little different because I am not at the studio right now. Okay, I am actually at man. Listen, I'm so excited, man. I'm at Java Lavender, and she had to tell me the name of it. I ain't mad at her. But listen, I'm at 3207 West Camp Wisdom, Dallas, Texas, at Java Lavender, where Vanessa Monk is the host. She's the owner, and she has allowed me to be able to shoot this show because we have got into a conversation today on so many different levels, and she is the inspiration for this show today. But listen, today, guys, I want to jump right into it. I want to talk about managing your time for success. I want to talk about managing your time for success. But before I do that, make sure you guys go visit drhollymays.com. And also, if this has been a show that has been inspirational to you and it has helped you in any type of way, guess what? We cannot do this unless you are a participant in it. So we need you to participate. We need you to sow some coins. Cash App is right up at the top. $ Dr. Holly Mays. And guess what? Whether you think the lighting is a problem, you can help with that. If you think the mic is a problem, guess what? You can help with that. You can be a partner and supporter of the show to help us grow and develop and make this not only a national success, but an international success. So please make sure you hit us up on our Cash App. Now, listen, today we are dealing with, very simple subject, guys. We are dealing with managing your time to be successful. Why is that such a big deal? Because some people enjoy managing people, but have a problem managing their time. You want to manage people, but you can't manage time. I have seen in times where people will call bill collectors and say, well, hold on, I need this bill to get paid. And you will argue with them for 15 minutes instead of just going to do what it takes to pay the bill. Okay. And sometimes 15 minutes is a matter in business. It's a matter of $50 or $50,000. And you have to learn to manage your time and quit trying to manage people. Quit getting people to try to understand what you're going through. Quit trying to get people to understand what you are dealing with. Because when it comes to business, I don't have to. Okay? Just going to be honest with you because I don't have to. I don't have to understand what you're going through. I was talking to one of my sons the other day, and he was like, oh my God, Dad, I'm going through this and I'm going through that. That has nothing to do with business. Okay, because your personal life has nothing to do with your business life. And a lot of times we get it confused. We don't know how to disassociate what you're going through at home with what you're going through and dealing with at the office. And you bring them, but if you've read the 13 methods of a manager, the book, very good book, every manager in sales or leader should read. But what it tells you, one of the biggest things is leave your mess on the door or hook on the door. What that means is when you decide to go in your house, guess what? Leave your work at the door. If you decide to walk in your office, guess what? Leave your house at the door. Because no one wants to know what you're dealing with your wife. No one wants to know what you're dealing with your husband, because guess what? It will get in the way of growing and developing the vision that's supposed to be the priority. So let's get into this, okay? Let's talk about time. Why is managing time so important? One, because you only have 24 hours. Let's just be honest. If anybody got 25 hours, 26 hours, please let me know. I will go back to God and told God, that is a lot. Somebody told me that you said they get 25, 26. I need to know what deal they made with you to give them 2 extra hours. But as of right now, there is no spiritual, biblical doctrine that tells me that I have more than 24 hours in a day. Okay, there's no scientific proof that says I have more than 24 hours in a day. So I have 24 hours to maximize whatever it is I'm trying to do in business. Let's get that. I need you to write that down right now. You only have 24 hours. Watch this. You are not guaranteed to get a second one. You are not guaranteed to get a second 24 hours. So if you wanted to gross $100,000 in your business, that 24 hours, you need to operate as if you're trying to gross $100,000 in that 24 hours. Because you don't know if you're going to get another one. You can't say, I'm going to plan today for tomorrow, because you don't know if tomorrow is going to come. That's whether you're a believer in Christ or not. Your business can get shut down. You can get audited. You can get sued. You can get whatever the case may be. So do not operate your business as if your 24 hours can be extended. That's the first thing. Okay, a lot of people get it twisted. They get a misunderstanding. They think that they can write down goals and all this stuff. And one of the things that I have heard when it comes to building a business is that goals can get changed and can go out of the window immediately. And immediately, what can happen is what you need to look at is that if you set goals. And you say, okay, well, I want to set goals. And if you say, okay, listen, I have a list of things I want to do. If throughout the day you do not accomplish that list, then guess what? You just didn't accomplish that list. So you have to devise your time, and you have to make sure that you have to say, okay, well, listen, I have to create a list that I know I can accomplish in 24 hours. Okay? 24 hours. So that's the first thing you need to understand is that you only get 24 hours. You only get 24 hours. Okay? Let's be real. All right? The second thing is you need to understand how to divide the 24 hours. Okay? You need to learn how to divide it. Now, in some people, they'll understand what I'm saying is the 24 hours should be divided into 3 8-hour sessions. 3 8-hour sessions. Okay? Well, Dr. Mays, why are you saying 3 8-hour sessions? Well, because you need 8 hours for rest. Okay? You have to get your rest. All right? You got to get your rest. Now, some entrepreneurs only sleep 4 hours, but it's for 8 hours. Okay? The second one is you need to spend 8 hours with your family, and then you need to spend it with your family, with God, and, handling, recreational things. And then the next 8 hours, what you need to do is you need to be able to spend it on your business. Okay? I'm going to tell you right now, and anybody can say whatever they want. If you are not spending the very same 8 hours that you would have normally spent on your job and your business, you will probably fail. You cannot spend more time growing someone else's vision and not growing yours and think you're going to succeed in the same capacity that the person that you are dealing with or working for has done. A lot of times I know, right, Tony? A lot of times we sit up here and say, oh, I can go to work and give them 100% at work and give my business 50%, but yet I can get the same result. That's not true. That's not true. If you talk to any entrepreneur, they're not saying I go home and spend 8 hours on Mr. Such and Such job, and then I go and spend 3 hours on mine and I get the same result. That's not true. You're going to eventually have to make a decision within your 24 hours. Because you're going to have to revert time. You're going to have to change your time. You can't, because guess what? Time will catch up with you. And a lot of entrepreneurs fail because you don't understand that you're lacking in time. You can't give 50% and expect 120% return. You can't do it. And it doesn't matter who understands it. It doesn't matter who agrees with it. If you are going to run a business, you have to run that business. Sometimes I was talking to one of my spiritual daughters last night, and sometimes you just got to walk away because the dream is bigger than the immediate situation. The vision is bigger than the immediate situation. The reason why folks can't be successful is because they're scared of what to do in their 24 hours. They're scared to do what needs to be done in their 24 hours. They are scared to say, I'm willing to give 110%, not knowing what's going to happen tomorrow, instead of somebody scheduling out my day. And I'm trying to be honest with you because a lot of people nowadays, because of this pandemic, decide they want to be business owners. Everybody now decide they want to sell masks, they want to do T-shirts, they want to do all this stuff you ain't never thought about doing. Now all of a sudden you want to be a business owner. But it's a difference between having a hobby and being a business owner. It's a difference in saying I want to make a quick few bucks and saying I want to run a business, I want to run a brand, I want to build a company. See, companies are made to sell. So if you're not building something to sell, then you're not building a company. If you're building a company, you're saying, I want to create equity. So now I spent $100,000 to build this company, but I sold it for $1 million. That's a true company. That's a business, okay? So if we're not sitting here, if we're not saying, oh, okay, I'm going to grow this company to sell it, then you're not in business. You're not in business. So let's get back to time. Let's get back to time, okay? So even when we're talking about our time, you got to understand what needs to happen within your 24-hour period that's going to allow you to be the best business person you could be. The second thing is you need to understand how much time you're going to spend awake and how much time you're going to spend sleep. I'm telling you right now, you're going to have to figure out how much time you're going to need awake versus how much time you need to be asleep. Because some of you sleep too much. You can't be business owners because you sleep too much. You've already wasted 10 to 12 hours of your 24 hours sleep. So guess what? I'm a better businessman than you, and I make more money than you because I sleep less than you. It doesn't matter to me that you're a lawyer or a doctor and you make $150,000 a year. You made $150,000 a year on someone else's schedule. I created my own and decided to wake up before you and make more money than you. And I have more longevity than you. So you have to determine, if you're going to be a business owner, what's my sleep time and what's my up time? Because guess what? You've heard the phrase, the early bird catches the worm. Okay, so I need to be up before the Warren Buffetts. I need to be up. If I'm selling t-shirts, I need to go and look at my competitors and find out when they start their day. And if they start their day at 8 o'clock, I need to be up at 6 o'clock. I need to get a 2-hour jump on them. In my 24 hours, I need to be up 2 hours before my competitors so I can get a jump on them. So when they just now posted, I done already posted and I done already made 50 sales. You understand what I'm saying? You got to understand time management is the key when it comes to business. Time management. Don't let people tell you, oh, you need 8 hours. 8 hours is for normal people. If you are a business person and you want to be successful, you are not normal. You are not normal. It is not normal to run, grow, develop, and build a business and then sell it for more than what you bought it for or what you started it with. That's not normal. That's abnormal. So you have to understand, sleeping 8 hours is for normal people. That's for average people. But if you're going to grow a business, you can't be average. You cannot be average. You can't think average. You can't move average. You can't do average stuff. You just can't do it. And that's why some people fail and some people misunderstand business versus hobby. You have a hobby. You're not running a business. That's a hobby. You don't have you got a DBA instead of making it an LLC. You try to do taxes instead of going to get a CPA. You don't have a trademark or copyrights. You don't have articles of confederation. You don't have any of these things. You don't have a business plan, a marketing strategy, a financial analysis. You don't have those things. You're not dealing with conglomerates that do what you do, and you sit down on a daily basis to understand how to grow, develop, and build your business so that it can be something that stands on its own, and you're not a business owner, but now you're a corporate CEO. Because, see, you need to understand the difference between someone that owns a business and someone that runs a business. Okay? I'm just being honest with you. Owners are not in the business. Owners call people to run their business. Okay? If I own my business, I pay somebody to run my business. That's a CEO. That's what an owner does. A owner pays a CEO. Understand that. Or owner pays a president. I'm sorry. If I'm the CEO, I pay a president to run my business so I don't have to. Okay? Know the difference. Know how you're spending your time. Know what entity you're trying to do. But watch this. You can't do that sleep until 11 o'clock in the morning. You can't do that sleep until 10 o'clock in the morning. You've already been beat. You've already been beat. You can't compete no more. Why you can't compete no more? Because you have a misunderstanding of your time management. Don't tell me, oh, well, I'm tired. You don't get tired as a business owner. As an entrepreneur, you don't get tired, you get excited. Excitement drives you, not coffee. The dream, the vision drives you, not an energy drink. You got to understand that. You got to understand that there are things within you that keeps you pumped up and not outside entities. That way people can't excite you about your vision more than you excite you about your vision. That's why you got to get up before people get up, because people will make you think that they're the reason why you're driving every single day. You got to get up and spend time with yourself and your vision and your business so you know that the reason why your business is growing is because of what you did. See, in business, you got to get selfish. You got to spend a lot of time with yourself and God. Trust me. All right? So you got to figure out how much time you're going to sleep. How long you're going to sleep. Okay? I haven't been to bed before 1 o'clock in a year. Okay? I haven't woken up after 7 o'clock in a year. And that's before I had a young son. Because I want to get up before my competitors. I want to be better than my competitors. If you tell me Art of Homage CEO Clement is up at 5 o'clock. Well, I got to get up at 4 o'clock. That means if I went to bed at 1 o'clock, that means I only got 3 hours of sleep. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Don't tell me you want to be the best in your field, but you're not getting up quicker than the best in your field. That doesn't make sense. You don't want to be the best. You want to be average. You want people to just call your name. You can't do that if you want to be an owner, if you want to be an entrepreneur. You don't care if people know your name. You want them to know your business. You don't need to know that I'm the CEO, but you do need to know my brand. You do need to know what I represent. That's what needs to get the attention. That's what needs to get the notoriety. So I spend time, that's a key word, time, developing the brand, not the person, the brand. Because guess what? I could move myself out of the way and hire another president to run the company, but as long as you know the brand, I get paid. I get paid. Where are you spending your time? Quit sleeping so much. Quit sleeping so much. T.D. Jakes, you want to run a church, and folks want to run a church. T.D. Jakes gets up at 4:30 every single morning and does not go to bed till after 12 o'clock because he runs a business. You can call it church. You can say whatever it is you want to call it, but he runs a business. And he wants to be the best at running it. Real talk. Real talk. So the first thing is time. You got to make sure that you figure out how you're going to sleep. Okay? Some of y'all are sleeping too long. That's why you won't have nothing. Your business won't grow. It's tight now because you sold a few masks, or you sold a few hats, you know, or you got some dresses, or you do some screen print, or whatever the case may be. You're selling, but you don't have an online presence. Nobody's going to your website. You're selling person to person. Okay, that's not a business. Every business runs electronically. Every business has to have a social presence, social media presence. Okay. The second thing you need to recognize is who are you encompassing yourself with? In the time that you're doing your business, who do you put yourself around? Quit hanging around losers in the time that you got. I'm just being real with you. Quit hanging around losers in the time that you have. Listen, let me be very clear with you, and I don't make it personal. Anybody know me? No, I don't make it personal. It's all professional with me. But at the end of the day, let me tell you something. Some of my friends and my family members, guess what? I don't talk to when it comes to business. I don't talk to when it comes to business. No, I don't want a phone call. I don't accept phone. I got 3 phones. Okay? And if you call one of those phones, I know I don't need to talk to you when it's time to conduct business. Real talk. I do not conduct business with folk who don't know how to handle business. Quit wasting your time and the time that God has given you with people who will not share in, help grow, or edify your vision. You cannot be a business owner hanging around folk that don't know how to conduct business. I was talking to somebody the other day, and we was having a conference call, and one of the guys on there said he kept going off. He had other things to do, and I told him to hang the phone up. I said, hang him up. They were like, well, Dr. Mays, why did you say hang him up? Because he's not ready to conduct business. You ready to still deal with your personal while we're trying to handle business, and I don't want to deal with people who can't differentiate their personal from their business. So hang the phone up. You're wasting my time. My wife just chimed in. She said, even I had to pay full price for a hat. Absolutely. Because just because you my wife don't mean I don't conduct business. My wife had to pay full price for my products. Real talk. My mama gonna pay full price because it's not personal. But at the end of the day, you have to make sure that you don't confuse who you're talking about. I have a whole separate group of personal friends as opposed to business friends. My business friends, we wear suit and ties. We wear our brands and our product everywhere we go. So when you see me, I got on appointed apparel, everything. So when I have business partners, guess what? We wearing brands. We wearing our brands. I don't always wear shirt and ties. You want to know why I don't always wear shirt and ties? Because shirt and ties don't get me paid all the time. My brand does. So you have to understand when to operate in business. Some of y'all are still dealing with people who will not grow your business. I'm just being honest with you. That's just like saying you got a married couple that deal with a single couple. They can't help you grow your marriage. Just being honest. I don't have a lot of single friends. I got married friends. You want to know why? Because if I got married problems, I can't go to single people. Just being honest with you. So if I got business problems, I can't go to people who don't know nothing about no business. I can't go to people who are broke. No disrespect. I just can't go to people who don't have money on their mind. Because I'm trying to build money. If you are in business and you try to make yourself sound good, Well, that's the third one. I'm not going to get into that one. That's the third one. But the second one is you got to make sure that you're not hanging around unbusiness-minded, unbusiness-like people. Real talk. I don't discuss what goes on in my business with people who don't own businesses. I just don't. Or who don't work in my business or who are not a part of my vision. Me and my friends don't talk about my business unless you're trying to buy something. Just being honest with you. I don't share that because I don't want to waste my breath giving out, because I love talking about my vision so much that I'll share some of my vision to people who don't care about my vision. And I've wasted airspace. I've wasted time talking about my vision to people who don't care about it. So I don't want to do that. So when I talk about my vision, when I talk about my growth patterns and this, that, and the other, it's with people who I can connect with, who will help me grow my vision. I don't waste my time talking about my vision to people who don't care about my vision. You think I'm gonna tell my cousin about my vision? Absolutely not, because you could care less. You want to talk about what happened with Nick Cannon on Wild 'N Out or something. You want to talk about something else. You don't want to talk about no business, no marketing analysis. No, you don't want to talk about ROIs and ROAs and stuff. You don't want to talk about that. And that's the problem. We're so excited and passionate that we'll tell anybody what we got going on, when in reality, that's not what you're supposed to do. You're wasting your time opening your mouth to someone who does not want to put time in your business with you. Just being honest with you. The third thing we need to talk about is your mindset. Okay, spend time getting your mindset right. Me and my daughter, every single morning, we listen to one song by Eric Thomas. It's called I Grind. And it goes like this. It goes, Monday, I grind. Tuesday, I grind. Wednesday, I grind. Thursday, I grind. Friday, I grind. Saturday, I grind. Sunday, I grind. And that's why I'm here today. That's what it says. So if you want to know why a person is where they are, look at what they do every single day. Some of you don't understand grind. You take weekends off. Your mindset ain't right. There are no days off when you working and you growing and you building your business. You don't have no days off. My wife can't come to me and say, "Oh, well, you got to spend time with the family." I am. When I work in my business, I spend time with my family. You want to know why? Because it's because of my family that my business exists. So I'm spending time with my family in mind, with my family on the brain, with my family at the forefront. That's why I grind. I don't take days off. So whether I'm giving y'all an entrepreneurologist video or whether I'm motivating you, I don't take days off. Some of you take days off. You say, "Oh, I got to spend time." I'll take days off when the goal gets done. But until then, we keep it going. And if your spouse is your biggest hindrance, you might want to check your spouse. They should be your biggest motivator, not your biggest hindrance. You got to get your mind together. You got to get it together. You got to say, "Hey, listen, can't nothing stop me." Listen, my wife will tell you, we had divorce papers sitting right there. Hey, listen, if you want to sit up here and break this thing up, because guess what? I decide to grind, or I take chances, or I'm a high risk person. Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you, you might want to handle your business. Because I believe the dream, my mind is made up that the vision that God gave me is not in vain. It's not in vain. You got to trust God more than you trust people and your emotions. My wife tripping. Okay. But real talk, you got to keep that same energy. You got to be able to say, "Hey, listen, if I'm going to start with this energy," it's funny to me how some people start with that energy, but things don't go right and things don't look good, or you don't get enough sales, or people don't buy your stuff. All of a sudden, you die down and move on to something else. Where is that energy when you first started, when the idea came? If God put it in your mind, guess what? He going to make a way, but that don't mean it's always going to be good. You got to get your mind together. You got to fix your mindset. A lot of y'all mind is messed up. You don't want to do no business. You want a quick sale. You want stuff to happen just like that. It don't happen like that. Start reading millionaire books, but you got to get your mind together. And when I say get your mind together, you got to get educated. I read a book a week. I used to read 2 a week, but my time got a little distorted. I read 1 book every single week. And whether it's through Audible or whether I'm sitting down, spending an hour a day reading a book, I get my mind together. Right now, I'm taking a course, not only in college to get another doctorate, I'm also taking a course to learn graphic design. Why am I doing that? Because that helps grow my business. I don't even like graphic design, but I know my business needs it. And before I pay somebody else to do it, I'll spend money investing in my business to grow my business by learning it myself. I'm just being honest with you. You got to get your mind together. Spend time getting your mind together. Quit being weak-minded. Everybody want to be a business owner. You don't have the mindset for it. You're not ready for it. You're not ready for the ridicule, the grind. You're not ready for folk leaving you. You're not ready for your friends and family to say, I don't support you. You're not ready for losing money. You're not ready for being broke. You're not ready to be a business because your mind ain't right. Your mind ain't right. So let me go back over this. First, you need to realize you got 24, everybody got 24 hours in a day. You do not have 26 hours in a day. You do not have 25 or 24.5 hours in a day. You got 24 hours in a day. That's all you got. You have to maximize your time, okay? You have to maximize your time. Even good conversation is part of maximizing your time. I had an extraordinary conversation with Mrs. Monk earlier this morning. I maximized the ability to get some feedback and some motivation and some knowledge all at the same time. I got education. I maximized my time instead of looking on Facebook, scrolling through Facebook, getting in other people's business. I don't care about what you got going on. I don't. Not when it comes to business. I really don't. I don't get on Instagram and try to figure out what's going on in your world and not pay attention and stay focused with what needs to go on in my world. Okay? So I realized I got to maximize my time at 24 hours. Okay? The second thing is you got to make sure, you got to make sure that you learn how you're going to sleep. What's your sleep pattern like? Okay? Are you going to sleep more or you going to sleep less? What are you going to do? You're going to sleep more or you're going to sleep less? Okay, you're going to sleep 8 hours? Good. Don't worry about if I make more money than you. You're going to sleep more? That's cool. Don't worry about if my business grow bigger than yours. I'm just being honest. Don't stunt on me because, hey, listen, you want people to think you got stuff going on. I don't really care about that. My business will be bigger than yours because I sleep less than you. I start grinding at 4 o'clock in the morning. You start grinding at 8 o'clock in the morning. I already took your customers. As a matter of fact, you done allowed me to get the education to tap into your business, and now I'm doing the same thing you do better than you do it. Why? Because I get up before you. Just being honest. Because it's passion. The third thing is you got to get your mind together. That's not only psychologically, that's not only educationally, that's not only spiritually, but that's emotionally. Emotional-wise, you got to get your mind together. Some of y'all are too emotional. You can't handle business and you that emotional. You're emotional. Somebody tell you no, you get all upset, man. Oh, well, I did this for you. You can't do this. You're emotional. Get your mind together. You better learn how to accept the word no. Love no in business. Love no. I can't wait for you to tell me no, because if I can get past all the no's, I can also get to the yeses. I get excited when people tell me no. Because watch this, every no turns into a yes somewhere down the line. It just does. So in sales, I've been doing sales for 20 years. And in sales, one thing they tell you is to make sure that you go through the no's just to get to one yes. Let me give you guys a story real quick before I get ready to get out of here. Check this out. I went through 56 no's in one day. That's a lot of negativity in one day. I went from no, watch this, and all the no's was from family members. All of it was from, I intentionally did that. You want to know why I intentionally did it? Because I had to learn to control my feelings and emotions before I dealt with the public. If I can deal with my feelings and emotions with my family, I know I can deal with it with the public. So I intentionally asked my mother to do something just for her to tell me no. I intentionally asked my daddy to do something just for them to tell me no. I intentionally asked my cousins and mother-in-law and father-in-law and friends and family just so they could tell me no. Why? So when you tell me no, it don't bother me. I get excited when you tell me no. You got to develop your mind to be conditioned for this world. You gotta be able to develop, to be able to sit down and say, hey, listen, I'm not the smartest person in this room. I'm not the most intelligent person about this in the room. I'm not the person that has the biggest building and the biggest business in the room. Just because you big in Oak Cliff don't mean you big in Texas. I don't care that you wear chains and this, that, and the other. Just because you big in Dallas don't mean nothing when it comes to how you are in Texas. So your dream needs to be bigger than Dallas. If your dream not bigger than Dallas, we can't talk. We can't do nothing. I sit with people who dream supersede the state. Get your mind together. And I don't have to talk. I listen. I take notes. I got 5 notebooks that I keep with me. I take notes. I teach my team to take notes. Why? Because if I'm the smartest person in my group, then guess what? I'm hurting myself. I want to be the dumbest person in my group. I want to be the dumbest person. I'm cool with that. I want to be the most uninformed, uneducated person in the group that I'm in. You want to know why? That means everybody around me can teach me something. I like switching groups, but my mind got to be better. So listen, guys, I'm encouraging you guys. Listen, take these 3 strategies. I'm telling you, when it comes to your time management for success. Okay, don't let people listen. If you're not educating yourself, me and my daughter, we say something every single morning. Education is the new money. Education is the new money. If you didn't learn something today, you broke. You broke. I make money by educating myself. People say, Dr. Mays, you know what, man? You sure is you were always in school. I probably got more student debt than I got personal debt. You want to know why? Because I believe education is the new money. I believe that I can outlast you financially by getting more education than you about what I need to do. I just believe that. I just believe that. And apparently, other rich people believe that too. Warren Buffett, y'all have heard me say this again, and I'm done. Warren Buffett said, Dr. Eric Thomas said that he had the chance to sit with Warren Buffett. And he sat with Warren Buffett and he said, hey, Warren, real quickly, and I want you to get this. Okay, please get this. He said, Warren, what do billionaires do on a day-to-day basis? How do you start your day, man? Come on, man, talk to me. He says, man, I start my day by reading 6 hours a day. You got to understand how early he got to get up to read 6 hours a day and still be able to operate an effective business. So he says, man, you read 6 hours a day. He said, yeah, man, I read 6 hours Monday through Sunday. Hear what I'm telling you. What's 7 times 6? 42 hours a week is dedicated to education and reading. You got to hear what I'm saying. Now he says, so what are you reading, man, for 6 hours? He said, well, sometimes I read the 1962 financial report for Forbes. Now this is 2020, 1962 Forbes financial report. Hear what I'm telling you, okay? Hear what I'm telling you on this, okay? You got to get this. So with the 1962 financial report, what exactly did you learn from this, Warren? He says, I learned that Coca-Cola, the company, sells 20 million bottles of Coke every single day. So by learning that, guess what I did? He said, what did you do, Uncle Warren? He said, I went and bought Coca-Cola. He said, what? You just went and bought Coke. From reading 6 hours a day, 42 hours in a week, you went and bought Coca-Cola from a 1962 Forbes financial report. He said, yes, I went and bought Coca-Cola. He said, how did that prosper you? He says, watch this. From reading 6 hours a day, I learned that Coke is self-sufficient. I learned that I don't have to change no guidelines. I don't have to change no rules. I don't have to change no structure, strategy, because y'all selling 20 million bottles of Coke every single day. Y'all are successful. Y'all are a multi-billion-dollar company. All I did was put the money there, change the name on the paperwork, and now I'm a multi-billionaire because I bought a multi-billion-dollar company. But I still want to make money. How did you make money from reading? Get what I'm saying? 42 hours in a week, the 1962 Forbes financial report. How did you do that? He said, because I told Coke to raise the price on it a penny. Hear what I'm saying to y'all. Only entrepreneurs will get this. He said, I bought it, I did it on my couch, and watch this. I told Coke to raise the price of those 20 million bottles of Coke that they sell it every single day. I told them to raise the price a penny. Do you hear what I'm saying? From reading the 1962 Forbes financial report, I learned that I could make $500 million by sitting on my couch. And I never had to change a thing. Knowledge is the new money. Get you some. Quit letting folks tell you need no. Study people who are not millionaires. Study billionaires. I don't talk to millionaires about being a millionaire. You barely there. I talk to billionaires about being a millionaire. You want to know why? Because they've done it over and over, and they're in another tax bracket. They don't even pay taxes. They give money away. They donate millions. You understand? Education is the new money. You got to get you some. If you're not reading a book a week, you're behind the power curve. If you ain't studying, you ain't got to go to college. I'm not saying that. But what did you educate yourself on today? Tell me, don't talk about you done had a deep conversation with somebody. Because they only deep as the deepest next person you talk to. How many books you got lined up? What your Audible look like? Some of y'all listening to Lil Wayne and rap songs, and you ain't no smarter in your business than you was yesterday, and Lil Wayne a millionaire. He ain't taught you nothing about your business. So listen, guys, make sure you handle your business, man. Listen, I'm telling you, manage your time. I got to get out of here. I got to go downtown, handle some business. But listen, man, I love you guys with the love of the Lord. Remember to uplift Christ wherever you go. And do me a favor, make the rest of your day the best of your day. I love you guys, and there's nothing you can do about it. Make sure, guys, if this program has been a blessing to you, please help us get bigger and better by joining our Cash App and sowing a seed of any amount, man. Whatever the Lord puts on your heart, you can do it at our Cash App at $ Dr. Holly Mays. I'm telling you, knowledge is power, man. Manage your time, man. And I'm telling you, if you manage your time, I promise your business will manage itself. I love you guys, man. I'm out of here, guys. Peace out.